Linamo was the kind of man who played it safe, content with his simple life, average job, and a girlfriend he thought he could trust. But sometimes, even the safest worlds crumble. Cut to Linmo, looking up from his phone as he notices May leaving the apartment, glancing back at him. Something feels off. Linmo, sensing something wrong, decides to follow May discreetly. He trails her to a hotel, where she enters with another man. The shock hits him like a wave. His heart sinks, trust shattering in an instant. In that moment, everything changed. The life he'd built, the trust he'd nurtured, was shattered with one glance. Betrayed. But just as his world collapsed, something unexpected happened. A cold, mechanical voice suddenly echoes in Linmo's mind. System voice, monotone. Detection indicates the host has been betrayed. Do you wish to claim a reward? Linmo shakes his head in disbelief. Linmo, whispering to himself, am I going crazy? What is this, some prank? The voice responds again, this time with a bizarre offer. System voice, monotone. Choose your reward. Option 1, a simple aluminum alloy liquor. Option 2, a luxury Pagani Huayra. Linamo stares at the options, stunned. His disbelief fades as something inside him snaps. He chooses the second option, his voice cold and determined. Linamo, resolute. I choose the Pagani. Cut to a flash of light as Linamo steps forward. He grabs a carton of soy milk from a nearby table and walks up to May, who is now standing outside the hotel with the other man, unaware of his presence. In a shocking move, Linamo splashes the soy milk across May's face, leaving her speechless and humiliated. It wasn't out of greed. It was a lesson, a taste of justice served cold. And just like that, Linmo's world took another turn. The system chimes again. System voice, monotone. Congratulations, host. You have completed the task and earned the Pagani Huayra. The reward has been placed at the store entrance. The keys are in your pocket. Linmo checks his pocket, finding a key. He rushes outside and finds a sleek Pagani Huayra parked by the side of the road. But there's one more twist. As Linmo approaches the car, he notices a stunning woman crouched beside it, looking distressed. A bicycle is fallen next to her. She looks up at him apologetically. Woman, worry. Oh no, I scratched your car. Linmo is taken aback by her beauty, but also annoyed at the situation. He doesn't know whether to be angry or amused. Linmo sarcastically. Really? This is my new car and you scratch it on your first try. The woman, Lu Ruyan, looks mortified, and the surrounding crowd begins whispering. Linmo, still stunned, tries to process the situation. Suddenly, Linmo found himself in the middle of another choice, another task from the mysterious system. The system chimes again, presenting two new options. System voice, monotone. Option 1, demand compensation and use underhanded methods to make her submit. Reward, a box of super strong whey. Option 2, offer a way out and take her to her interview. Reward, a mansion. Linmo thinks for a moment, then chooses the second option. Linmo, calmly, I'll take you to your interview. No need for compensation. The woman is initially confused, but quickly agrees. They get into the Pagani and drive off together. As they talk, Linmo begins to feel the weight of his new reality, unsure of how far this system's power can take him. With each decision, Linmo was pulled deeper into the game, each task offering rewards that could change his life forever. But the true test wasn't the rewards, it was how far he was willing to go for control. System voice, monotone. Congratulations, host. You have earned the mansion. Your journey is just beginning. From betrayed lover to reluctant player in a mysterious game, Linmo's world has been shattered. But in this new world of choices, will he rise to the challenge, or will the game consume him? Linmo looks at the camera, a slight grin forming on his face. Linmo, determined. This is just the beginning. The screen fades to black, and a final message appears. Narrator, voiceover. Will Linmo conquer the strange new world? Stay tuned for the next chapter. Linmo, still in disbelief, walks through the bustling streets, his mind racing. The Pagani Huayra, his first reward from the system, shimmers under the streetlights, a symbol of his newfound power. Yet, despite the luxury, something gnaws at him. He heads toward the university campus, his thoughts clouded by the strange choices he's been forced to make. Suddenly, his phone vibrates, another notification from the system. New task available. Encounter a crisis. A reward awaits based on your decision. Linimo frowns. What now? The world around him feels like it's shifting in ways he can't understand. As he walks, he notices a commotion up ahead, a group of students gathering in a circle, their phones raised in unison. Curiosity piqued, he moves closer. Cut to a girl Wei Mingxi stand in the middle of the circle, surrounded by the whispering crowd. She's stunning, her long black hair sways in the wind as she laughs, but Linmo can tell something's off. The way she avoids eye contact. Something's wrong, but the beauty of the moment distracts him. He steps into the circle, and the chatter dies down. The crowd parts, and Yi Mingxi looks up, her eyes locking with Linmo's. Her smile widens, but there's a hint of nervousness. Yi Mingxi. Sweetly. Senior, I didn't know you'd be here tonight. Linmo's pulse quickens. He's met her before, but never like this. He's just another face in the crowd, until now. Lino. Shrugging. I was just passing through. What's all this about? Before she can answer, a loud voice booms from behind them. Xiaolu. From behind, mocking. Well. Look who we have here. The loser, suddenly becoming the center of attention. The crowd giggles, but Linimo isn't fazed. This isn't his first run-in with arrogance. Lino. Coldly to Xiaolu. What's your problem? Xiaolu, surrounded by his gang of tough-looking men, steps forward with a sneer. Xiaolu. Threatening. You really don't know who I am. I suggest you step aside, or things might get unpleasant. Linimo stands his ground. This is the kind of moment the system has been preparing him for. He's tired of being the nice guy. It's time for action. Task triggered. A challenge awaits. You may either stand your ground or back down. Choose wisely. Option 1. Stand your ground and face the consequences. Option 2. Apologize and walk away, avoiding conflict. The decision weighs heavily on Linimo. He's no longer the man who avoids trouble. He's no longer afraid to take risks. Lino. Confidently. I choose to stand my ground. Reward, +1 strength attribute point. Linimo clenches his fists, ready for whatever comes next. He moves to the side, taking in his surroundings. The crowd parts, and in an instant, the tension in the air heightens. Suddenly, one of Xiaolu's men lunges at Linimo, throwing a punch. Without thinking, Linimo sidesteps, grabs the man's wrist, and twists it, throwing him to the ground. The crowd gasps in surprise. Xiaolu. Surprised, furious. What the hell? You think you can take on all of us? Another man charges, but Linimo is quicker. He dodges the punch and counters with a powerful elbow to the attacker's stomach, sending him sprawling. The system's voice echoes in his mind, giving him a sense of calm. Your combat prowess has increased. Task complete. Stand your ground. Linmo's confidence surges. He's not just a bystander in his own life anymore. He's the one making the choices. With each victory, the system's rewards fuel his transformation. But just as the last of Xiaolu's gang members backs down, Linmo hears a voice. One Rushu. Calmly, from behind. Impressive. Linmo turns to see a woman in a red dress emerging from the shadows. She's stunning, with an air of authority that commands attention. One Rushua, the owner of the Red Romance Bar. Lino. Laughing, wiping his hands. Who are you? One Rushua. Smiling. I think you've made quite an impression tonight. Perhaps we should talk. Linimo isn't sure if he should trust her, but he's starting to realize that in this new world, no one can be trusted completely, not even himself. But for the first time in a long while, he feels alive, and the choices are his. New task unlocked. A decision awaits. Will you join forces with one Rushue? Option 1. Agree to meet with one Rushue and discuss the Red Romance Bar. Option 2. Decline and continue on your own path. Linmo thinks for a moment, the weight of the choice heavy on his shoulders. Lino. Confidently. I'll hear you out. One Rushue. Smiling. Good choice. Let's see where this path takes us. As they walk off into the night, Linmo's mind races. His life has already changed in ways he couldn't have imagined. With each task, with each decision, he's gaining more power. But there's a catch. The system doesn't play by the rules, and neither does the world he's now a part of. The room is dimly lit, with an elegant yet mysterious ambience. Wen Wuxue gestures for Linmo to sit, pouring him a glass of wine as she settles across from him. Her gaze is piercing, a mix of curiosity and appraisal. Wen Wuxue, playful. I've heard rumors about you. Linmo, rising from obscurity to capture everyone's attention overnight. I knew you'd be different. Linmo sips his wine, watching her carefully. He's trying to stay composed, but her presence makes him feel like a piece on a chessboard, about to be moved. Lino, casually. Rumors spread fast around here, don't they? Wen Wuxue, smiling. Not rumors. Facts. And if you're as intelligent as you seem, I think you'll find an ally in me. Linmo raises an eyebrow. He wasn't expecting her to be so direct. Wen Wuxue, I'm offering you a choice. Linmo power attracts enemies, and you'll need allies to survive. Stick with me, and I can offer you opportunities that your system alone won't provide. Task update, Wen Wuxue's proposal. Accepting will bring new challenges and rewards. Declining will set you on a solo path with increased risks. Linmo's mind races. He spent most of his life alone, relying on himself. But now the stakes are higher, and he's in over his head. The system has changed everything, but Wen Wuxue's offer feels dangerous yet intriguing. Lino, what kind of opportunities are you talking about? Wen Wuxue's eyes gleam, a hint of satisfaction crossing her face. Wen Wuxue, protection, influence, resources. You'll be able to make a real impact on this city. But there are rules. No loyalty, no trust, no entry. Decide now, Linimo. The system's voice chimes in again, cold and calculating. Decision point. Option 1. Accept Wen Wuxue's offer. Join her and gain resources to accelerate your power. Option 2. Decline and rely on your own strength. Linimo hesitates. He's torn between his instincts and his ambition. This woman is dangerous, but she has the power he needs. He knows that choosing her path won't be easy, but the rewards could be worth it. Lino, confidently, fine, I accept. Congratulations. You've chosen to ally with Wen Wuxue. New skill unlocked, enhanced persuasion. Your influence over others has increased. Wen Wuxue's smile widens as she lifts her glass and toast. Wen Wuxue, then welcome to the family, Linmo. This city is about to change, and I think you'll fit right in. The next day, Linimo walks through the campus with a newfound aura of confidence. His phone buzzes, a series of messages from people who had once ignored him. Friends, acquaintances, even former enemies now seek his attention. It's as if overnight he's become someone worth knowing. But he doesn't have time for them. His mind is focused on his next move and Wen Wuxue's mysterious connections. As he rounds a corner, he spots Yi Mingxi standing by the library, lost in thought. She looks up and sees him, her eyes lighting up. Yi Mingxi, smiling. Senior Lin, I didn't think I'd run into you here. He's about to greet her, but the system's notification interrupts his thoughts. New task, protect Yi Mingxi from an imminent threat. Reward, vital information about Wen Wuxue's network. Linmo's heart races as he notices two men lurking nearby, watching Yi Mingxi closely. He steps in front of her protectively. Lino, firmly. Mingxi, get behind me. Yi Mingxi, confused. What's going on? The men approach, smirking as they see Linmo's stance. Thug number 1, laughing. Look at this guy. Thinks he's some kind of hero. Lino, coldly. Leave her alone, or you'll regret it. The men exchange a glance, then one lunges forward. Linimo reacts instinctively, sidestepping and grabbing the thug's arm, twisting it and sending him sprawling to the ground. The other thug rushes him, but Linimo, feeling a surge of strength from his latest attribute upgrade, deflects the attack effortlessly. A swift punch sends the thug staggering back, clutching his stomach. Yi Mingxi, amazed, shaken. Linimo, I didn't know you could fight like that. Lino, brushing it off. There's a lot you don't know about me. The two thugs retreat, and Linmo's phone buzzes with a new system notification. Task complete. You've earned information on Wen Wuxue's network. Linimo glances down to see a message with details about Wen Wuxue's inner circle. Powerful names, influential people, each with secrets and agendas of their own. He knows aligning with Wen Wuxue will plunge him into deeper chaos, but he's ready. This is the world he's chosen. Yi Mengshi, smiling, impressed. Thank you, Linimo. I feel safe with you. For the first time, Linimo allows himself a small smile. He's no longer a nobody, and every day brings him closer to uncovering the true power that awaits him. Linimo sits alone, poring over the files the system provided. When Rushua's network spans further than he imagined, and each piece of information feels like a clue to an even larger game. He's no longer just Linimo. He's someone with power, someone with influence. His phone buzzes with another system notification. New task unlocked. A choice will be presented. Your future path depends on your decision. He sighs, realizing that the system's demands will never end. But the thrill, the power, the potential, it's addicting. He knows he's in too deep to back out now. As he stares out the window, the city lights shimmer like stars, and Linimo feels a surge of excitement. This is only the beginning. Limo stands alone in the shadows, waiting. When Rushue had instructed him to meet a contact here to prove his loyalty, he's uneasy but knows this test is crucial if he wants to secure his place within her network. The door creaks open, and a figure steps in, a sharp-dressed man with a cold expression and a scar down his cheek. His name is Li Qing, when Rushue's right-hand enforcer, known for ruthlessness. Li Qing, with a smirk. So, you're the new blood. I thought you'd be taller. Linimo holds his ground, his eyes locked on Li Qing. Lino, is this where I'm supposed to impress you? Li Qing chuckles, pulling out a pistol and holding it out to Linimo. Li Qing, low, dangerous. When Rushue believes in you. Personally, I don't. So here's your test. Tonight, we're making an example out of someone. Don't flinch. Don't hesitate. Show me you're ready. Linmo stares at the gun, his heartbeat loud in his ears. The system chimes in a calm, almost mocking voice. Task update. Accept the weapon to assert dominance. Refusing may lead to loss of trust within Rushue's inner circle. Linimo reaches for the gun, his fingers brushing the cold metal. He's never done anything like this before, but he knows there's no turning back now. He meets Li Qing's gaze, unflinching. Lino, let's get it done. Li Qing, slightly impressed. Maybe you do have some backbone after all. Follow me. Li Qing and Linimo stand in the shadows, watching a man in a suit exit a nearby building. Li Qing motions to him, his voice low. Li Qing, that man sold out when Rushue's secrets for a quick payday. Make sure he doesn't get another chance. Linmo hesitates, feeling the weight of the gun in his hand. The system chimes again. Decision point. Option 1. Eliminate the target as instructed. Gain trust and status. Option 2. Spare him. Lose standing with one Rushue, but gain a new ally who might owe you a debt. He clenches his jaw, weighing his choices. If he follows through, he'll prove himself. But sparing the man could provide an unexpected advantage. Lino, murmuring to himself, I have to play this smart. The man looks up, his eyes locking onto Linmo's for a brief second. Limo lowers the gun, stepping back. Li Qing, angry, disappointed. What do you think you're doing? Lino, trust me. This man can be useful. Dead, he's nothing. Alive, he could be our informant on anyone else trying to sell her out. Li Qing glares at him, but says nothing. He's clearly displeased, but intrigued by Linmo's boldness. New task unlocked. Earn this man's loyalty to use him as an asset. Reward. Increased social influence and new connections. The man stumbles away, his face pale with gratitude. Li Qing scoffs. We'll see if when Rushue thinks you're clever or just soft. But tonight you've crossed a line. She doesn't forgive weakness. Linimo watches him walk away, his hands shaking slightly from adrenaline. He's taken a risk, but he feels a strange satisfaction. He's no puppet. He'll climb to power his way. Back on campus, Linimo finds himself swarmed by students and faculty who suddenly seem eager to connect with him. His new reputation as someone who has connections has spread fast, and everyone wants to be in his good graces. Wei Mengshi appears, looking a little more serious than usual. She approaches him, her expression concerned. Yi Mengshi, Limo, can we talk? They walk to a quiet area by the library. She looks at him, searching his face. Yi Mengshi, softly, you've changed. I don't know what's going on, but It feels like you're getting involved with dangerous people. Linimo sighs, trying to keep his expression neutral. Lino, there's a lot happening, Mengshi. I'm doing what I have to. She takes his hand, her voice barely a whisper. Yi Mengshi, just don't lose yourself. Promise me that. For a moment, Linimo feels a pang of doubt. She's one of the few people who's seen him for who he is, not the power, not the influence, just Linimo. But he quickly hardens himself. He can't afford to be weak, not now. New task, protect Yi Mingxi from unforeseen threats. Reward, strengthened emotional resilience. Linimo sits across from Wen Ruxue, who's reading a report with a frown. Wen Ruxue, coolly, I heard about your decision last night. Linimo tenses. He knows this could go either way. Wen Ruxue, looking up. Li Qing doesn't trust you now. He thinks you're reckless. But I think you're interesting. You understand that control isn't always about force. Linimo remains silent, sensing that there's more. Wen Ruxue, here's your next move. I have a rival, a dangerous one. If you want to prove yourself, you'll bring me something I can use against him. She hands him a flash drive and a sealed envelope. Wen Ruxue, deliver these to a contact across town. Don't open it, don't ask questions. Just prove you can follow instructions. Linimo nods, slipping the items into his coat pocket. But as he leaves, the system's voice chimes in. New task, Wen Ruxue's trust. You may choose to investigate the contents of the envelope. Warning, this may reveal secrets you're not prepared for. Linimo stands at the entrance of the bar, weighing the envelope in his hand. Curiosity gnaws at him. This could be his chance to learn more about Wen Ruxue's true intentions. But disobeying her could end everything he's worked for. With a deep breath, he slides the envelope open and pulls out the contents. Inside, he finds photos of a man, an older, respected figure on campus. Linmo's heart skips a beat as he recognizes the university dean. There are other documents, two details that could ruin the dean's career. He realizes that Wen Ruxue is planning to use this to blackmail him, likely to expand her influence within the academic world. But the system speaks up. Decision point. Option 1. Continue as instructed. Deliver the items without question. Option 2. Use this information for your own leverage against Wen Ruxue. Linimo realizes he's holding something powerful. If he can turn this situation to his advantage, he could carve out a place for himself in this game, one where he's no longer just following orders. Lino, murmuring to himself, it's time I started making the rules. With that, he tucks the envelope back into his coat, a plan forming in his mind. He'll deliver it, but on his own terms. Wen Ruxue isn't the only one who can manipulate others. As he walks away, his phone buzzes with a new system notification, signaling that his journey is only just beginning. New skill unlocked. Strategic manipulation. Your ability to leverage others has increased. Linimo feels a surge of excitement as he steps into the night, knowing that every move from here on out will bring him closer to the top. The path he's chosen is risky, but he's ready to play the game and win. Linimo strides into the dean's office, looking calm but alert. The dean, a distinguished older man with an air of authority, glances up, surprised by the unexpected visit. Dean, Mr. Lin, to what do I owe the pleasure? Linimo holds up the envelope, his expression unreadable. Lino, I'm here as a friend, but I need you to understand that friends help each other, especially when compromising information is at hand. The dean's face pales as Linimo opens the envelope just enough for the dean to glimpse the damning contents inside. Dean, voice shaking, where did you get that? Linimo doesn't answer directly, only smirking. Lino, what's important is that I don't plan on ruining you. But there are others who might, if you don't help me. I need influence on this campus, and I need your cooperation. You can help me reach places I can't get to on my own. Dean, bitterly, you're blackmailing me? Lino, think of it as a mutual survival. The dean falls silent, clearly aware he has no way out. He nods, resigned. Task completed. Gain influence over the dean. Rewards. Campus resources unlocked. Increased reputation. As Linimo leaves, he feels a surge of satisfaction. One less obstacle, one more pawn in place. Later that evening, Linimo meets with Wen Ruxue in the penthouse of a high-rise hotel, where she's hosting a private gathering. The guests here are all powerful, each with connections and secrets of their own. He recognizes a few high-profile figures, business moguls, politicians, even some celebrities. One Rushu, dressed in a striking red gown, beckons him over. One Rushu, impressed. I heard about your meeting with the dean. You're getting bolder, Lino. Lino, it's all about playing the game. I'm learning from the best. One Rushu smiles, though there's a hint of suspicion in her eyes. One Rushu, I didn't expect you to move this quickly. But it's time you take on a bigger challenge. There's a man at this party, a wealthy CEO. He's been reluctant to support our ventures, and I need him on our side. Convince him, and you'll prove yourself. Linamo spots the CEO, a confident older man with a sly smile, surrounded by people vying for his attention. Linamo understands that this task is about more than persuasion. It's about charm, strategy, and leverage. New task, secure alliance with CEO. Rewards, increased network, access to high-profile events. Linamo approaches the CEO, who notices him immediately, amused by his youthful confidence. CEO, smiling. And who might you be? Lino, someone who knows how much people value your influence, Mr. Zhang. But I also know you need new allies if you want to stay ahead in a world that's changing so quickly. CEO, chuckling. You've got my attention. So tell me, what makes you think you can offer something valuable to a man like me? Linimo pulls out his phone, showing him a digital chart tracking the shifting landscape of the industry the CEO operates in. Lino, I have information. Connections with people who can help you make the right moves. People who are loyal to me. You don't have to believe me now, but you'd be making a mistake to overlook what I bring. The CEO raises an eyebrow, impressed by Linmo's boldness. After a moment, he offers his hand. CEO, perhaps you're right. I can see why when Rushue has her eye on you. I'll listen to what you have to say. Task complete. Secured alliance with CEO. New opportunities unlocked. When Rushue pulls Linimo aside, her expression somewhere between approval and calculation. One Rushue. Softly. I've underestimated you. Most people I take under my wing don't learn this fast. But remember, Linimo, everyone has their place in this world, and it's dangerous to reach too high too fast. Linimo meets her gaze undaunted. Lino, I'm grateful for everything you've taught me, One Rushue, but I won't be a pawn forever. I'm building something for myself. One Rushue's eyes flash, but her smile remains composed. One Rushue, be careful. Linimo ambition is a fire. Keep it controlled, or it'll consume you. As she turns to leave, Linimo feels both admiration and wariness. He knows she's watching him closely, perhaps even testing his limits. Li Qing's still wary of Linimo, calls him into the bar's back room. He leans against a wall, arms crossed, his gaze critical. Li Qing, you think you're clever, don't you? One Rushue might trust you, but I don't. Lino shrugs. Then why keep me around? Li Qing's smirk doesn't reach his eyes. Li Qing, she likes to play with fire. But me, I'm the extinguisher. And if you make one wrong move, I'll be the one to put you out. The system chimes in, alerting Linimo to Li Qing's hostility. New task. Neutralize Li Qing as a threat. Option 1. Gain his respect by proving your value. Option 2. Outmaneuver him by forming alliances that undermine his influence. Linimo sizes up Li Qing, realizing he's facing his most dangerous obstacle yet. Winning over Wen Rushue's right-hand man might secure his place, but it's also an opportunity to establish himself as a rising force that no one can control. Returning to campus, Linimo is greeted by familiar faces, but his relationships feel strained under the weight of his double life. As he approaches, Yi Mingxi appears, her expression filled with worry. Yi Mingxi, Lin, what's happening? You've been so distant, and everyone's talking about you like you're someone else. Linimo hesitates. He feels the growing distance between his old life and the world of power he stepped into. But before he can respond, the system chimes in. New task. Maintain Yi Mingxi's trust. Option 1. Confide in her, risking exposure but strengthening your bond. Option 2. Keep her in the dark to protect her. He considers his options, glancing at her. He knows he can't let her see too much, but he also doesn't want to lose her. Lino. Softly. Mingxi, there are things I can't explain right now. But you have to trust that I'm doing what's necessary. I'm still the same person. Yi Mingxi's expression softens, though she still seems unconvinced. Yi Mingxi, I want to believe that, Lin. Just don't lose yourself in whatever this is. Back in his apartment, Linmo checks his phone, where a new message from Wenruxue awaits. Tomorrow, we're taking a step forward. I'll need you ready. Make sure nothing holds you back. As he closes his phone, the system sends him a final notification for the night. New challenge unlocked. Control of destiny. Options are multiplying. Trust no one, and remember, true power lies in wielding secrets. Lin Mo's path has become even more dangerous, but he's more determined than ever. His alliances are forming, his enemies are revealing themselves, and he's beginning to master the game. He knows the risks, but he's ready to claim a place at the top, whatever it takes. Lin Mo is poring over notes, meticulously planning his next moves. He's alone until a figure slips into the seat across from him. It's Jai, a fellow student with a reputation for gathering information and trading secrets. Jai, leaning in. I heard about what you pulled with the dean. Impressive work, Lin Mo. You're climbing fast, but that can make you a target. Lin Mo's eyes narrow. He's cautious, knowing Jai has no loyalty except to her own survival. Lin Mo, flatly, I'm not looking for a lecture. Jai smirks, unbothered. Jai, of course not. I'm here to offer you something. Leverage. I know things about some of the people in Wenrushua's circle, things that even she might not be aware of. Useful, don't you think? Lin Mo considers this. He understands that aligning with Jai could help him build a web of information beyond Wenrushua's reach. New task. Secure Jai as an informant. Rewards. Increased access to secrets. Ability to neutralize threats before they surface. Lin Mo, smiling. All right, Jai. But let's make one thing clear. If you double-cross me, I'll make sure you regret it. Jai grins, clearly impressed by his confidence. Jai, I wouldn't dream of it. Just keep up your end, and we'll get along just fine. Wenruxue and Lin Mo are seated in an upscale dining room. The table is elegantly set, but the atmosphere is anything but relaxed. Wenruxue, studying him. Jai approached you, didn't she? Lin Mo hesitates, then nods. He knows lying to Wenruxue could be fatal. Wenruxue, coldly, be careful with her. She's useful, but treacherous. And if she's aligning with you, it means she's testing her value. She has a way of breaking alliances when it suits her. Lin Mo listens carefully, taking in every word. He understands this is a warning, but it's also a test of his loyalty to Wenruxue. Lin Mo, tactfully, I only need Jai as long as she's useful. Once she's not, I'll handle it. Wenruxue smiles, satisfied. Wenruxue, good. I like seeing you think this way. Jai's information may serve you for now, but remember, you're here because I allow it. System notification. Relationship deepened when Wenruxue's trust strengthened. Reputation among elite circles increased. Lin Mo finds himself alone in a secluded booth with Li Qing, who has summoned him unexpectedly. The bar is bustling, but this corner feels isolated, shadowed. Li Qing, coolly. So, one trusts you. But I don't see why. Ambition doesn't equal loyalty. Lin Mo stares back, calm and confident. Lin Mo, equally cool. Loyalty is relative, isn't it? I'm here because I want to be, but that doesn't mean I'll stay forever. The sooner you accept that, the easier this will be. Li Qing's expression tightens. He leans in, his tone menacing. Li Qing, smirking. You think you're invincible, don't you? We might protect you, but if I find out you're working against us, I'll end this game myself. Lin Mo meets his gaze, unflinching. New task. Eliminate Li Qing as a threat. Option 1, earn his respect. Option 2, use Jai's information to discredit him. Lin Mo knows Li Qing is a formidable opponent, but he's already thinking about how to turn this challenge to his advantage. Lin Mo finds himself at Yi Mingxi's apartment, feeling the tension of his double life weigh heavily on him. She looks at him, worry etched on her face. Yi Mingxi, Lin, what's going on? You've changed so much lately, and it's like you're hiding something. Can you trust me? Lin Mo hesitates. He knows that involving Yi Mingxi could put her at risk, but he also feels the distance growing between them. New task, strengthen trust with Yi Mingxi. Option 1, share partial truth. Option 2, protect her by keeping distance. He reaches for her hand, deciding on a careful balance. Lino. Mengshi, there are things I'm dealing with, things I can't explain. But please trust me. I'm doing this for us, for a better future. Yi Mengshi softens, though uncertainty remains in her eyes. Yi Mengshi, sighing. All right, but don't shut me out, Lin. I want to be here for you. Linimo feels a surge of determination. He can't afford to lose her, not when she's his last anchor to the person he once was. Linimo enters when Rushua's penthouse once again, feeling the weight of his ambitions pressing on him. She stands by the window, watching the city lights. One Rushua, there's one last thing I need you to do, Lin. Li Cheng has grown too bold, too confident. I want him removed. Lin Mo's pulse quickens. He knew this moment would come, but hearing it confirmed is chilling. One Rushua, coldly. He's a liability. Find a way to make him disappear, but don't let it trace back to us. If you succeed, you'll prove your loyalty beyond question. New task, eliminate Leech. Option 1, frame him using Jai's information. Option 2, direct confrontation, staged accident. Linimo nods, his mind already whirring with possibilities. He knows this mission is a turning point, one that could solidify his position or destroy everything he's worked for. Later, Linimo finds himself alone with Jai on the rooftop garden of the elite clubhouse. The city stretches out below them, shimmering with a million lights. Jai senses his tension and raises an eyebrow. Jai, amused. Big plans? Linimo smirks, nodding. Lino, Leeching, I need to take him down, and you're going to help me. Jai's smile widens, thrilled by the high stakes. Jai, I might know a few things that could ruin him, but I expect something in return, Lin. Lino, of course. Help me with this, and I'll make sure you get a better position. Somewhere with real power. Jai considers this, her eyes gleaming with ambition. She hands him a flash drive. Jai, this has everything you need to bury him. But be careful, he won't go down without a fight. Task updated, frame leeching using Jai's intel. Options available for execution. Linimo pockets the flash drive, feeling a surge of adrenaline. He's about to initiate his boldest move yet. Days later, Linimo enters when Rushua's office with a calm confidence. She's sitting at her desk, waiting expectantly. One Rushua, smiling. I heard about leeching. Very impressive, Lin. You've done what few others could. Task completed. Eliminate leeching. Rewards full access to one Rushua's network. Position elevated to inner circle. Linimo nods, though he feels a chill as he realizes how deep he's gone. When Rushua studies him, a calculating glint in her eyes. One Rushua, you've proven yourself, Lin. But understand this, power always comes with a price. You're on top now, but you're also in my debt. Linimo forces a smile, but inwardly, he knows he's not done yet. He's gained power, influence, and a place in one Rushua's elite circle, but his ambitions are far from sated. New challenge unlocked. Ascend beyond when Rushua's control. Options. Build independent alliances. Establish secret network. Linimo leaves the office, feeling both exhilarated and uneasy. He knows he's playing with fire, but there's no turning back now. The game is his, and he's ready to take it further than anyone dared imagine. Linimo enters a dimly lit room, filled with individuals from the city's underbelly, hackers, informants, and exiles from the elite's world. He's meeting with Lien, a shadowy figure with influence in both criminal circles and high society. Lien, sizing him up. You're ambitious, Linimo. But ambition needs backing, information, allies who aren't tied to Wenrushua. Lucky for you, I happen to have both. Limo nods, intrigued. He knows that establishing connections outside Wenrushua's circle will give him leverage she can't control. New task, build independent network. Reward, enhanced reputation in underground circles. Ability to acquire black market resources. Lino. Steely. I'm interested. What do you want in return? Lien. I need someone with access to certain files within the university's private archives. You give me those, and I'll set you up with connections that Wenrushua could only dream of. Deal? Linimo considers this. He knows the risk of crossing Wenrushua, but the reward is tempting. Lino. Looking him in the eyes. You have a deal. Later, Linimo is alone in the university's archive room, sifting through restricted files. The silence is heavy, and every creak of the floorboards makes his pulse quicken. He finds the data Lien requested, documents exposing financial corruption tied to high-level elites. Task updated, acquired files. Deliver to Lien. As he's about to leave, a shadow falls across the doorway. It's a security guard. Linimo remains calm, hiding the files under his jacket. Guard. Suspicious. What you doing here? Lino. Smoothly. I'm here on Professor Wu's orders. Just picking up some materials for tomorrow's lecture. The guard hesitates, then nods, buying the lie. Linimo walks out with a quiet confidence, knowing he's escaped a close call. Linimo hands over the files to Lien, who scans them with a satisfied smirk. Lien, smiling. You work fast. With this, we can shake up more than just the university. You've done well, Lin. Task completed. Files delivered. Reward unlocked. Black market resources. Lien nods to someone behind him. A small, secure tablet is handed to Linimo. Lien, coldly. Consider this your entrance into the network. Through this, you can access certain resources, discreetly. But remember, Lin, loyalty is a fickle thing in this world. Don't expect to stay safe if you betray me. Linimo takes the tablet, his mind racing with possibilities. He's finally tapping into power beyond Wenwushue's sphere. Linimo stands before Wenwushue, who is scrutinizing him. She's clearly sensed a shift in his confidence. Wenwushue, piercingly, you've been busy, Lin. I trust you haven't been making deals behind my back. Linimo meets her gaze, careful to mask any hint of guilt. Lino, feigning innocence. Everything I do is in service of your goals, One. Why would I jeopardize that? She watches him for a beat longer, a hint of suspicion in her eyes. But then she lets it go for now. Fine. But be prepared, Lin. There's a major investor coming to town, a powerful figure with interests that could either propel us forward or ruin us. I want you to secure his backing. New task. Impress investor Jiang Huiyan. Option 1. Prove strategic intelligence. Option 2. Offer exclusive access to university's research. Linimo attends an upscale gala in honor of Jiang Huiyan, a shrewd investor with ties to various high-profile industries. Linimo spots him across the room, a distinguished man, seemingly aloof but observant. Linimo approaches him confidently. Lino, respectfully. Mr. Jiang, I'm Linimo. I understand you're looking to expand your influence in certain exclusive areas. Jiang's eyebrow lifts slightly, intrigued. Jiang Huiyan. Coldly. And what can a university student offer me that others can't? Lino. Veiled confidence. I happen to have access to exclusive research, highly guarded by certain elite circles. With the right partnership, that research could become mutually beneficial. Jiang watches him, impressed by his audacity. Task updated. Investor Jiang impressed. Gain Jiang's support. Wenwushue, having heard Jiang Huiyan's interest in their ventures, greets Linimo with an approving smile. Wenwushue, amused. You managed to get Jiang interested. Very few have done that, Lin. You've exceeded my expectations. Relationship deepened when Rushue's favor gained. Influence in elite circles enhanced. Linimo knows this success has solidified his standing, but he's aware of Wenwushue's possessive nature. She will watch him even closer now, wary of his growing influence. Later, Linmo meets with Jai again, their alliance becoming more valuable by the day. She's brought a series of documents containing blackmail material on some of Wenwushue's closest allies. Jai, coolly. With these, you could dismantle her inner circle. If you're looking to break free from her, this is the way. Linmo's hands linger over the documents. He knows this could be the key to his independence or his undoing. New task, betray Wenwushue's circle. Option 1, discredit key allies. Option 2, leak information to competitors. If I take this step, there's no going back. Exactly. But if you don't take it, you'll always be under her thumb. Linimo weighs the risks, the thrill of control coursing through him. He finally nods, solidifying his decision to break free from Wenwushue's control, even if it means dismantling her empire from within. As the first hints of his betrayal begin to unravel, Wenwushue confronts Linimo, her expression colder than he's ever seen. I trusted you, Lin, but you've been plotting behind my back. You think you can betray me and walk away unscathed? Linmo meets her gaze, standing his ground. This was never about loyalty to you. It was about power. And now it's mine for the taking. The tension between them crackles. When Rushua's eyes are full of restrained fury, but she's also begrudgingly impressed by his resolve. Final challenge unlocked. Take control from Rushua. Path 1. Complete hostile takeover. Path 2. Expose her to her rivals. Linamo realizes this is the climax of his journey. He has the connections, the resources, and the ruthlessness to challenge her directly. He's standing at the precipice, ready to seize power and carve out a legacy that only the boldest can achieve. Would you like to follow Lin Mo's choice on this final challenge, or explore any of his alliances in greater depth? Lin Mo stands before a mirror, reflecting on the path he's taken. The city lights twinkle outside his window, a vast network of possibilities now at his fingertips. He holds a tablet in his hand, displaying encrypted messages from his newfound allies. New task, take control from Rushua. Path 1. Complete hostile takeover. Path 2. Expose her to rivals. Path 3. Use the blackmail material to undermine her empire. He carefully reads through each option. Path 1 means a direct confrontation, one that could bring a swift but brutal end to his time under her shadow. Path 2 would be more indirect, pitting her rivals against her, while Linamo remains in the background. Path 3? It's the most subtle, involving the slow-burning destruction of her power through exposure. But there's a fourth option, unlisted but powerful, making her an ally. Could Linamo twist the situation in his favor by earning her respect? He dismisses the thought. She is too much of a threat, too unpredictable to trust. The time for subtlety is over. His next move must be decisive. When Rushua sits at her desk, reviewing documents, unaware of the storm brewing in her own ranks, Linamo, ever the strategist, had begun systematically infiltrating her closest allies, finding weaknesses, sowing doubt, and leveraging their secrets. It's only a matter of time before they turn against her, and Linmo knows it. Her phone buzzes with an urgent message from her chief advisor. Her face falls as she reads it. So it begins. Linamo meets with a man named Xian Wu, a powerful figure in the city's underworld. Xian Wu has ties to Rushua's biggest rival, and Linamo is offering him an exclusive deal. You have a unique opportunity, Xian Wu. With the right leverage, we could bring down Rushua's entire empire from the inside. Xian Wu leans back in his chair, intrigued but cautious. He's heard rumors of Lin Mo's rapid rise, and he knows the young man is dangerous. And what's your angle, Linmo? You plan on taking her place. Eventually, yes. But for now, I need you to help me discredit her publicly. You back me, and I'll guarantee you a piece of her assets when this is over. Xian Wu considers the offer. Lin Mo's ability to manipulate and leverage power is clear, and Xian Wu knows he could be a valuable ally. You have yourself a deal. But be warned, Linmo. If you fail, your enemies will bury you without a trace. When Rushua has finally discovered the full extent of Lin Mo's betrayal, her informants report that her most trusted advisors are being courted by Xian Wu's people, and whispers about her vulnerabilities are spreading fast. That little bastard, he's taken too much for granted. But then something shifts in her eyes, an eerie calm. She won't be outmaneuvered so easily. New task, protect your empire. Option 1. Identify and eliminate the traitors. Option 2. Call upon a hidden ally to help reinforce your power. Linamo prepares for the final stages of his coup. Xian Wu has rallied several key figures in the city's power structure, and the moment of reckoning is near. Lin Mo's hand is steady as he finalizes the last of his moves. His phone buzzes. It's a message from Jai. When Rushu is moved, she's calling in her last trump card. Be careful. You're not the only one playing this game. Lin Mo's lips curl into a smile. He knew she'd have something up her sleeve, but this is the moment he's been preparing for. When Rushua stands before a concealed door in her penthouse, one that leads to an underground vault. She opens it, revealing a hidden stash of contacts, weapons, and confidential files, her last line of defense, whispering to herself, time to end this once and for all. Lin Mo's final confrontation with Rushua looms. He arrives at the secluded hangar where Rushua has arranged a private jet for herself, an escape plan in case things go south. She's standing by the jet, waiting for him. The tension in the air is thick. You really thought you could escape, didn't you? When Rushia's eyes narrow. She's in control again, at least for now. The game isn't over. You underestimated me, Linimo. You may have thought you'd pulled the rug out from under me, but I always have a backup plan. She presses a button on her phone, signaling the activation of a hidden defense force. Suddenly, armed guards surround Linimo, weapons drawn. The situation becomes even more intense as Linmo's loyalists begin to show their true colors. The underground network he's carefully cultivated is now fully committed to his rise. His people are ready to turn on when Rushue, but Linimo realizes that the stakes have become higher than he ever imagined. Final showdown, one Rushue's last stand. Choose your path. Defeat one Rushue in combat. Take control of her empire by force. Expose her to the public, reveal her secrets, and destroy her reputation. Make a deal with one Rushue. Offer her an alliance and consolidate your power together. The game is truly on the line now. Linimo is at the crossroads, each decision leading to a different endgame. Will he betray his former mentor, or will he risk everything to rise above? Will his ambition turn him into the ruler he's always dreamed of, or will it be his downfall? The standoff intensifies. Linimo, surrounded by one Rushue's armed guards, stands unwavering, his mind sharp and calculating. One Rushue, perched like a queen on her throne jet, watches him carefully. There's no turning back now. Both of them are locked in a game where one must fall. Hold your fire. Let's see what he's really made of. Linmo's eyes flick to the hidden weapons on the wall, a glimmer of a plan forming. He knows this is the moment where everything can either break open into his victory or his complete destruction. In a back room of her penthouse, her last ally, a notorious hacker named Hao Liang, watches nervously as Linmo's movements are tracked on the live feed. One Rushue has trusted Hao Liang with her most sensitive information. His skills are her ace in the hole. But even he can sense the unpredictability in the air. You've always been the lion, Ryu. But sometimes lions get caught in their own traps. He sends a final message to one Rushue's personal team, confirming that her backup security systems are ready in case things go sideways. Linimo steps forward, his hand subtly reaching for the hidden weapon at his side. His expression is calm, but inside, his heart races with adrenaline. Every move matters now. He's facing a woman who built an empire from nothing, who has more resources and connections than he could ever hope for. Yet, he's not intimidated. You've been playing chess with me this whole time, but I don't think you've realized. I've been playing 4D chess. The air grows thick with tension as when Rushue leans forward, her eyes narrowing. And I thought you'd just gotten lucky. You've underestimated my network, Linimo. This game ends with me on top. Suddenly, she presses a button on her wristwatch, and the hangar doors begin to close, trapping Linimo inside with a force that seems ready to crush him. Her guards advance, weapons aimed. You don't know me as well as you think. With a fluid motion, Lino throws a small device on the floor, causing a blinding flash of light. In the chaos that ensues, he moves with speed and precision, knocking out one guard with a quick strike to the neck, disarming another, and using their weapon against the others. Back at the penthouse, Hao Liang watches in horror as the live feed goes static. What the hell is going on? One Rushue's backup systems had been activated, but even now, Linmo's actions seem beyond her control. There's no question, Linmo is not just a strategist, he's a born fighter, and he's adapting faster than she can calculate. Linmo's agility and ruthlessness are on full display. His moves are smooth, calculated. Every strike, every decision designed to disable and control rather than kill. But as the remaining guards fall, one comes at him with a grenade launcher. Too slow. In a daring move, Linmo ducks just as the shot is fired, the grenade exploding behind him and sending debris scattering. As the smoke clears, Linmo is already closing in on Wenrushue, his footfall silent as he approaches. Wenrushue stands, unmoving, by the jet. She's calm now, holding a pistol in her hand, aimed at him. You made a grave mistake, Linmo. Do you really think you can take me down? Confront Wenrushue directly, challenge her to a duel to the death. Expose her to her rivals, send a critical piece of evidence to the press or enemies to ruin her reputation before she can retaliate. Make a deal, offer her a chance to join forces, but betray her trust in the end to become the true ruler *. Linmo looks at the pistol in her hand, then back to her steely eyes. The decision looms large. He knows that one wrong move, one misstep, could cost him everything. I'll give you one last chance, Ryue. We can end this together, or I can destroy everything you've built. The choice is yours. When Ryue hesitates for a heartbeat, then with a sneer, she lowers her gun. She knows Lin Mo's words have weight, but she's no fool. She's been here before, and she knows this moment will decide their fates. You think you can outsmart me? Fine. Let's see what you have. Hao Yang finally manages to override the system and contact when Ryue. He's too fast. He's going for the jet. We need to. But the line cuts abruptly, and Hao Yang is left staring at a screen of static. Lin Mo steps forward with cold precision, extending his hand toward Ryue. His voice, soft but menacing, carries through the hangar. I said the choice is yours, but I will never give you another chance again. Not after this. The guards are gone, the situation now purely between the two of them. Lin Mo feels the weight of the moment. The future hinges on his next words. Trust Ryue and form an alliance. Your future success is guaranteed, but trust could be your downfall. Betray her and take her empire, the path to ultimate power, but one filled with bloodshed and betrayal. Expose her now, your enemies will move in, but so will the public. The question is, will you be able to hold your ground afterward? The final standoff is upon them. Lin Mo's eyes never leave Ryue, calculating the odds, sensing the shifting power dynamics. The threat in her eyes is clear. She won't go down without a fight. The smoldering wreckage of the grenade explosion still lingers in the air, adding to the chaos of the moment. When Ryue's grip tightens around her pistol, her fingers steady on the trigger. Her lips curl into a smile, cold and unforgiving. You've come a long way, Lin Mo. You should be proud. But don't forget, I hold the power here. The choice is simple. Join me or die trying to take me down. Lin Mo remains still, his chest steady despite the pounding of his heart. The pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. His mind races through the possible outcomes. There is no perfect path, only the one he chooses. Back in the penthouse, Hao Yang watches helplessly as Ryue's private communications are cut off. The flickering screens show a battle he cannot influence. He's torn between his loyalty to her and his growing fear that she might be too arrogant to survive this encounter. Suddenly, his phone rings, a number he recognizes. It's a message from one of her top rival factions, the ones that had always been waiting for an opening. He opens the message with shaking hands. We're moving in. Make sure the evidence reaches the press, or we'll do it for you. Your future depends on this. Hao Yang's mind is in turmoil. The deal he'd made with the rival faction could spell the end for Ryue, if he acts fast enough. But if he betrays her now, there's no going back. Lin Mo steps forward, his voice a quiet storm of calculated calmness. You're wrong, Ryue. The game you're playing is already over. You're not the one holding the cards anymore. Before she can react, Lin Mo presses a hidden button on his wrist, sending a signal to his hidden allies who are already infiltrating the compound. The ground beneath them rumbles slightly as a series of automated doors open, and armed mercenaries pour into the hangar from multiple hidden entrances. Ryue's eyes narrow with fury as she realizes Lin Mo has been planning this all along. He's turned the tables on her. You think these mercenaries will stop me? You're a fool. The pistol in her hand trembles with unspent fury. But just as she moves to fire, a voice interrupts her, a voice she hadn't expected to hear. Hao Yang watches with growing dread as the live feed cuts to another, showing Ryue's personal communication system receiving an incoming call. It's a direct line to Lin Mo. Lin Mo watches with a calculated gaze as the screen above him flickers to life. On the monitor is the live feed of Ryue's penthouse, and Hao Yang's face appears, looking incredibly tense. You need to listen. They're coming for you. The rival factions are moving in. You have no backup left. When Ryue freezes, she knows that Hao Yang's information is accurate. The empire she's built could crumble in the blink of an eye. She tries to compose herself, but the pressure is overwhelming. No, I built this empire, and I will keep it, no matter the cost. Lino, coldly, you'll keep it only if you make the right choice now. But there is no coming back from a betrayal this deep, Ryue. Not even you can outrun the consequences. Take the power for yourself, destroy Ryue's reputation once and for all, and expose her to her enemies, but risk making even more powerful enemies in the process. Force an alliance, join forces with Ryue, but secretly manipulate her to eventually seize control. Offer Rushue redemption. Use the leverage to offer her a chance to rebuild with you, but at what cost to both of your morals? Asterisk. As Linimo stands at the crossroads, everything seems to be on the edge of collapsing into chaos. When Rushue's gun trembles in her hand, the choice is so much more than a simple betrayal. It's a full-scale takeover or destruction of the empire they both built. You think you've won, Linimo? You think you can control this? Linmo's expression softens, just for a moment, as if he's considering something, perhaps the consequences of what comes next. But then he steels himself. The stakes are too high. Too many people depend on his next move. Suddenly, an explosion rips through the side of the hangar as a rival faction bursts in, led by a familiar face. Hao Yang has made his decision, and now the battle is a full-scale war. The mercenaries and rival faction members clash in a bloody exchange of gunfire and chaos. Linimo seizes the moment, rushing forward toward Wenrushue. The fight is no longer just between them. It's a battle for survival in the midst of total anarchy. Survive and escape, flee the chaos and regroup to strike later. Destroy everything. Use the chaos to wipe out both Rushue and her rivals in one brutal move, claiming everything for yourself. Leverage the rival faction, play both sides to your advantage, and ensure your victory without taking all the bloodshed for yourself. Asterisk. As Linimo and Wenrushue stare each other down in the middle of the explosive battlefield, both of them know this is the moment that will define the future. Their choices will either leave them as survivors or as forgotten casualties of their own ambition.